A young man named Edward accidentally meets an older woman at a bar, and a spark instantly ignites between them that's hard to ignore. They look at each other and feel something inexplicably familiar, a strange, almost mystical connection whose nature they themselves can't quite place. At that moment, neither suspects the shocking truth. She is his biological mother, and he is her son, whom she hasn't seen for decades. The scene of their meeting is steeped in melancholy and foreboding, as fate has brought them together again under the most unexpected circumstances, 20 years after their paths seemingly diverged forever. To understand how the characters arrived at this point, the story rewinds many years, revealing a tragic past. We see a young woman who, faced with unbearable hardships and poverty, faces a heartbreaking choice. In an attempt to provide a decent future for her young son, Edward, she decides to leave him with a wealthy and influential father named Lewis. Leaving a piece of her soul in the luxurious mansion, she retreats into the unknown to start anew. She soon marries Mabalo, a modest and kind bartender, choosing a quiet life in the shadows, but carrying the pain of separation from her firstborn forever in her heart. Meanwhile, Edward grows up in a world of gilded youth, surrounded by wealth and the strict rules of high society. His life seems picture perfect: the best education, an elite circle of friends, and the impeccable image of the heir to a vast fortune. However, behind this glittering facade lies a deep emotional loneliness and coldness. Raised by a stern father and stepmother who cared more about their status than their feelings, Edward develops into an intelligent, reserved man, yet deeply alienated from the world around him. The only person for whom he feels genuine affection and warmth is his adopted sister, Elizabeth, who becomes his sole anchor in this cold environment. After completing his studies abroad, the mature Edward returns to his family home, where everything proceeds as usual, according to family expectations. Despite his high status and the opportunities opening before him, he continues to feel like an outsider in his own life, as if playing a role not written for him. The family estate is buzzing with activity as preparations begin for a grand social event, the wedding of Elizabeth and her betrothed, Miguel. At first glance, the groom seems the embodiment of charm and success, but Edward, with his keen intuition, immediately notices cracks in this ideal image. Beneath Miguel's polite facade lies arrogance, a dangerous sense of superiority, and a hidden recklessness that begins to trouble the protagonist. The conflict of interest and personalities escalates when Edward begins to openly dislike his future relative. He sees Miguel as a threat to his sister's happiness and cannot accept the idea of him becoming part of their family. During the pre-wedding celebrations and the ceremony itself, tensions reach a fever pitch. Miguel's behavior becomes increasingly defiant and unbearable. He stops hiding his true nature, showing disrespect for traditions and the feelings of those around him. Edward finds himself trapped between his duty to his family, the need to maintain decorum, and his inner protest against the injustice unfolding right before his eyes. This story is not just a family saga, but a profound exploration of destiny and the fatal mistakes of the past that inevitably catch up with us in the future. While Edward tries to sort out his feelings for his sister and her unpleasant fiancé, the invisible threads of fate are already leading him back to that woman from the bar. Every decision made, every hidden secret, and every omission in this house lead to an inevitable clash of truth and lies. The film masterfully shows how social barriers and the desire for status can destroy the closest connections, and how sometimes you need to lose everything to finally discover the truth about yourself and your roots.